I wasn't even supposed to be there. Not officially. The baby shower invite skipped me. But Clara, my cousin, sent me the address anyway. One of those don't blame me texts. So I went quiet, low profile with a gift I'd picked out 2 weeks earlier. A sterling silver rattle engraved with the initials LJ wrapped in deep blue tissue boxed by hand at a tiny boutique off Madison. It wasn't meant to be flashy, just sincere. Turns out sincerity wasn't on the menu. Midway through the mimosa toast, right after the helium arch deflated again, my mother stood up and tapped her fork on a glass. She smiled. That practiced, polished smile she uses when she's about to serve betrayal like dessert. Family is our legacy, she said. In our family, that's code for somebody's about to be sacrificed for the greater good. Then she lifted this ornate frame, white and gold, with this floral Baroque edge like it belonged in a museum of delusions. Inside was a deed to the growing family, she said. A gift from all of us. Mortgage-free. Applause. Tears. Darren, my brother, looked like someone handed him the moon. His fiancée Megan wept into her hands. My aunt gasped like she just witnessed a proposal. I walked over, took the frame out of my mother's hands. Read it. It was my name on the deed. Still legally mine, just no longer mine. My stepfather leaned in, reeking of aftershave and ego. You've got 21 days to clear out. I looked him in the eye and said, I only need one. Then I left. No yelling, no scene, just a quiet exit. But that night, I couldn't sleep. My mind ran laps. So I got up, made a list. By 5 a.m., I called the property manager. By 6:45, the locksmith had changed the locks. By 9, a removal crew stripped every single thing they'd installed. The laminate they bragged about gone. The thrifted mid-century crib, disassembled. The DIY bookshelves, removed plank by plank. I didn't touch a single item that was mine. I just cleared out everything that wasn't. At 7:12 p.m., Darren texted, Is this some kind of sick prank? I replied, Check tomorrow's mail. I'd bought that condo in the spring of 2019. Small, quiet, 2 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, east-facing windows, a little balcony with enough space for 2 chairs, and a basil plant. It was never meant to be flashy. It was supposed to be mine. That was the whole point. Then Darren asked to crash, just until we get on our feet. They showed up with yoga mats, 2 duffel bags, and a cat named Pico. I said yes. A few weeks max. They stayed for 17 months. I never asked for rent. They never offered. Sometimes Megan bought oat milk and vegan cheese like that counted as contribution. But I let it slide. I thought this is family. They'd do the same for me. They wouldn't. At first, Darren installed new floors, told me it was an investment. I didn't ask for it. He said it was a joint upgrade. Then came the shelves. IKEA hacks. She filmed it for TikTok. Captioned it. Turning our place into a home. I was behind the camera. Then it got blurry. Suddenly, it wasn't my place anymore. It was theirs. I'd come home to Megan's clothes drying in my bedroom, Darren's shoes in my office, their toothbrushes in my cup, and I still said nothing. Then came the pregnancy. I found out through Instagram. Her holding up a grainy sonogram with the caption, Love made visible. He didn't call. He didn't ask. Just posted like they owned the place and maybe in their heads they did. I sent a simple congrats. Darren replied, We should talk about next steps, something permanent. I didn't ask what that meant. 2 weeks later, my mother called. Would you consider signing the condo over? Not literally, just symbolically, she said. They're starting something beautiful. You're already established. I said, No. She said, That's incredibly selfish of you. I hung up. What I didn't know was they'd already started forging documents. Used an old W-2 of mine. Signed my name through a mobile notary they bribed with cash. Filed a fake email to transfer property rights. Sloppy, but effective. When I looked it up, it was still technically mine, but the paperwork had been reassigned to Darren and Megan. They weren't even smart about it. They just assumed I'd stay quiet. They were wrong. I pulled out every receipt, every PayPal statement, tax records, HOA fees, repair invoices, including the one from the time Megan flushed baby wipes, and backed up the pipes. I organized it into a folder, labeled it revision. Then I sent 64 cardboard boxes to their new home, each labeled clean slate. Box 1, baby socks. Boxes 2 through 5, her Pinterest nursery items. Box 6, avocado peeler they never paid for. Box 7 is copy of Rich Dad Poor Dad. Boxes 8 to 20, excuses. Boxes 21 to 30, my silence. Box 64, boundaries. I watched from the building's hallway camera as they opened the first. Megan clutched her chest like she'd been shot. Darren paced like he was waiting for someone to stop him. No one did. They moved out in silence. No calls, no goodbye, just an empty apartment. Keys left in the mailbox. I hired a contractor the next morning, replaced the floors, painted the walls a soft dove gray, got rid of anything that even smelled like them, added a dimmer light in the reading nook, hung up a painting I'd been saving for when things settled. 1 month later, I got an email from my mother. Subject line: "We're still family. Don't let things get ugly. Be the bigger person." I didn't respond. I printed it and framed it right next to the trash chute. Eventually, they tried to rewrite history. Jenna, my older sister, texted, "Let's move on. Nobody wants drama." My mother left a voicemail. "You've always been the level-headed one. We need that now." Then came the lunch invitation. Tuesday, bistro on 6th. White tablecloths. Subtle tension. They thought dim lighting and ravioli would soften the blow. I showed up with a folder, a USB, a laminated spreadsheet. Told my stepfather he wouldn't need the USB. "I've already sent the files to your CPA and your lawyer." My mother stared like I'd slapped her. Inside the folder, revoked signatures, email logs, notarized reversals. I told Jenna she was no longer listed as my emergency contact. Darren received an invoice through a courier. Megan got an envelope labeled resources. Inside, job application templates, credit repair links, a resume builder. That weekend I threw a brunch. Not for reconciliation, for clarity. Name tags, no titles, just asked me what I survived. They called it petty. Said it was too much. I said, "This is the bare minimum." They haven't contacted me since. No calls, no holidays, no guilt-laced texts. The condo is still mine. But more importantly, the space is mine now. Quiet, clean, whole. No borrowed time, no shared mailboxes, no unspoken expectations. Just the hum of the fridge, the way the morning sun hits the window seat, the steady quiet of a life I reclaimed inch by inch. You wanted a life without me? Here it is. Take a good look.